Hello, my name is Pia Wanachaiwa, and I've been a fantasy artist for the past 7 years. I've been fortunate to have worked with some premier companies such as Fantasy Flight Games, Crocodile Games, Cobalt Press, Albino Dragon Games, and many more. As you can see, my work revolves around monsters and dragons. I'm going to be going through my painting process step by step, which I hope will give you some insight into using Photoshop to create some great paintings. I filmed the development of one of my paintings, which you will see today. And while you're watching it, I'm going to give you my thoughts about the mindset behind being a freelance artist. As you can see, all paintings start with some rough thumbnails, and these are the sketches I did in my sketchbook. They're very small, maybe 2-inch wide by 1-inch high. I knew I wanted to depict a fire demon in combat with a wizard over a small bridge. Some of the things I was figuring out at this stage are where the character's placed, how big or small, etc. I settled on the one you see at the bottom, with a change that I would expand the bottom part to give a greater sense that our wizard is standing over a deep pit. At this point, I'm now painting in Photoshop. You'll notice the movement is very fast here. I actually don't paint this fast. This is sped up 10 times, so this video is not going to be 4 hours long. You'll notice right now I'm using with gradients and large brushes. I'm zoomed way out. I want to make sure that I don't get too obsessed over detail at this early stage. You'll now see that I've opened a second window for my painting that can easily be found at the Windows drop-down menu at the top of Photoshop. Then go into the Arrange submenu, and then you'll see at the bottom of the Arrange submenu, New Window 4, and then your file name. That way, now that I have a second window, I can paint in detail and still have a view on the big picture. I highly recommend keeping this open at all times. It just helps you not obsess too much over detail. You don't want to become too tunnel visioned while you're painting. And what I mean by tunnel vision is the tendency for all artists, experts and beginners alike, to obsess over a tiny detail in a tiny part of the painting, which unknowingly results in compromising the bigger picture. You'll notice that next to my paintings are photos I've taken from the internet, from my own photographs, etc. Reference photos, I cannot emphasize their importance enough. I always find that no matter how much I think I might know about the world, reference photos always show me something that I've been missing all this time. So I always try to keep at least a couple of reference photos nearby just to keep myself on track. Because a very important element of fantasy painting is the requirement for suspension of disbelief, which is asking the audience to suspend their disbelief in demons and wizards and magic and things like that in the case of this painting, because what we're trying to do is create a world and convince them that these things are real. And when elements that are familiar to the real world, such as fire and rock, are not depicted with at least some semblance of realism, then that illusion is quickly cast off and the disbelief comes back. So even though this is a fantasy painting, there are elements of realism that must be kept. If you take a look at the top right hand corner of the layers menu, you'll see that my drawing layer is the top layer, and right now it's set on multiply so that you can actually see through the white paper. And at this stage I'm just trying to fill it in as fast as possible. Just try to fill in the big colors, big shapes. I'm staying zoomed out as much as possible just so I can not worry about detail and get all that done. This is actually probably the hardest part for me, so it might not be so hard for you, but for me, I just like to get this done as quickly and efficiently as possible. So while you're watching this, what can I tell you about the life of art and design as a freelancer? I can tell you one thing that you probably already know, and that it's a hard life. You already know that. What you might not know is that it's hard for everyone, from leaders to beginners and everyone in between. What you have to realize is that buried within all the success stories you've ever seen, you see Donato Giancola, you see Greg Manchess, Noah Bradley obviously, Mark Scheff, Cynthia Shepard, Christina Hess, and every other one you'll ever meet. There are stories that you don't know of struggle, failure, self-doubt, and a lot of lonely nights. You might feel like these people play on a completely different playing field from us, as if success were some exclusive party we didn't get invites to it. But you have to realize that this life is accessible to anyone who really wants it. And not only that, more importantly, you have to believe in it. Real quickly, you'll notice how I'm able to zoom in and zoom out very quickly. I'm using hotkeys for that. The hotkeys are, if you're on a PC, Control plus and Control minus to zoom in and zoom out, or if you're on a Mac, it's Command plus, Command minus. And at this point, I'm going to be really open with you. I'm just going to bare my soul to you. I'm not a superstar in this field by any stretch of the imagination. So I'm right there with you, but I know to reach where I want to be, I have to believe I can reach it. And to be really clear with you, I struggle with it every day. Just keep in mind though, struggle is where the character is forged. There's an old saying that calm seas never made a great sailor. So why am I telling you all this? This is supposed to be a video about digital painting. Well, here's why. While all your training, all your drawing classes, all the knowledge you will gain in anatomy, painting, perspective are important, your most important asset, or liability if you get messed up, is your belief, or unbelief, that you deserve a life of success. You know, the longer I've been in this game, the more I've realized that success or failure is a matter of attitude and mindset. What media you use, what Photoshop brushes you have, are really insignificant if your head is not right. You'll actually meet some successful artists today who still need help with perspective. There's some amazing painters out there who would never ever want you to see how they draw. But the one thing, the only thing that has brought them all to success was the need to succeed and the belief that a successful life was theirs for them. Now, this belief I'm talking about is not some arrogant disdain for all those around you. It is a sincere belief that you have a love, a need, a want for a life that you must have, and a belief that you can attain that dream through hard work and perseverance. Keep in mind that all the belief in the world is useless without action to go along with it. Belief without action results in frustration. There was someone I once knew who called it mental constipation. So, how do you know what action to take? It's simple, actually. You take one step at a time. And how do you know if that's the right action? Well, you'll know once you've taken it. And if it turns out to be the right action, keep doing it. If not, turn around and do something else. And by the way, these things are called mistakes, and don't feel bad if you make them. Mistakes are actually amazing teachers. Do not fear making mistakes. Rather fear inaction because of fear of mistakes. Mistakes will not hold you back from success. A lukewarm attitude and a lack of commitment will. If you've never been fanatical of anything, be fanatical here about your career and your life. And your friends may call you obsessed, but that's a good thing. What average people call obsession, successful people call discipline. Okay, at this point you'll notice that I've actually switched up to a new layer on top of my drawing layer. And this is really, for me anyway, where the fun begins, where you can really feel like you're painting. The usage of layers is really something you will develop over time. It varies significantly from artist to artist. Some artists really are control freaks, so they'll finish a painting with 100 layers or more, and actually I've done that a few times. And then there are those who are very free-flowing and maybe work with 2 layers at tops and then keep flattening layer, flatten layer, flatten. Really, that's determined by your personality, the way you work, what the demands of your job, things like that. That's something you'll have to experiment with and learn over time. And one more thing. There's one thing that is better than learning from your mistakes, and that's learning from other people's mistakes. That's where mentorship comes in. Find others who have gone before you and get in touch with them. With people skills, please. Make sure those who you reach out to have done what you want to do and have done it well. Once you hone in on someone, reach out to them with humility, openness, and a desire to learn. If they are willing to mentor you, and keep in mind that in this field, people are very generous with their time, make sure you are very thankful to them and listen to them and act on what they say. Never, ever take them for granted. People don't mind taking time to help as long as the person who is being helped takes it seriously, is thankful, and makes it worth the mentor's time. Well, that's my thoughts on making a living as a freelancer. Sorry I didn't get too much into the techniques of digital painting, but I know there's hundreds of other great videos out there that can teach you the mechanics. There aren't that many on mindset, so I'm hoping to help fill that gap a little. Obviously, you've already taken a great first step being part of Noah Bradley's art camp. Noah has had amazing success in a short amount of time, and he's also challenged his abilities and frustrations with the current state of higher education into creating his art camp, and for that I commend him. One other person I strongly recommend that you start following is Bobby Chu, who was my teacher and mentor. Find his videos on YouTube, just put his name into the YouTube search bar and just listen to his stream of conscience and watch his paintings come to life. He's extremely passionate and eloquent as an artist and a teacher. Also, make sure you're hitting all the conventions such as Gen Con, AluxCon, Comic-Con, and so on. Get yourself in front of art directors, show them your work, listen to them, and take what they say seriously. Alright, a couple more thoughts. The best way I can think of to guarantee success, to the extent that I can guarantee anything, is to make a resolution today that you're in this for life. Leave yourself no room for quitting. Seal that escape hatch and throw away the key. The only way to truly fail in this career, or truly fail in anything, is to give up and walk away. And you better believe me, people will tell you to quit. And usually, believe it or not, it is not the mean-spirited people that you don't like. It's not the schoolyard bullies. It'll be people who really do care about you. Your parents, family, friends, significant others, and so on. And you have to understand, they don't mean you any harm. They're only trying to protect you. But they do not share your dream, and they cannot understand where you're coming from. You have to make up your mind and resolve that you'll never go astray in pursuing what you want. Make sure you also go out and find others who have the same dream and walk the journey with them. Be part of an online community such as Awesome Horse or conceptart.org. Or like I said before, make sure you hit all the conventions. Meet these people in person. Well, it looks like this painting is about to wrap up, so I'll conclude here. I hope what I said makes sense to you, and I hope it has inspired you. I really want to be real about what working in this field is about, and I don't want to scare you. I actually want to empower you to take on these challenges. Also, please remember, do not wait until you are ready. This is not like a school exam where you know when the exam is and you can get ready for it, and on exam day, you're ready to go. No, this is life. You're going to be thrown into situations that you won't know what to do. It'll always come in inopportune times. One thing I must promise you, I will promise you, is that you'll figure out on the fly what to do, and you'll be wiser for it. So when are you really ready? You're ready now. You'll know what you need to do, so go do it. Good luck to all of you in all you do. And someday I hope I'm fortunate enough to meet some of you and see the great things I know you will do. This is Pia signing off. Thanks.